Welcome back to another video. Manchester City. We won the treble. It absolutely happened. How you all doing? Sorry about the little bit of delay there. You all good? You well? Oh my God, it actually happened. I don't know about you guys today, but I pretty much sat there all day just scrolling Twitter, staring at various things on the internet, just taking it all in. And of course, this is the Fan View Live, so I'm going to be chatting to some of you guys. If you don't know the drill by now, of course, you guys can chat to me by jumping on the link in the description. However, head over to youtube.com/Esteemed Kompany and the community tab, and you can find the link there. It's in the description of this video. If you are a member or you follow me on Patreon, you find it on patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany as well. We can chat about the game. We can chat about winning the treble. My voice is slowly coming back to something approaching normality. Hello to everyone in the chat as well. Who we got here? We got Dan. You did tell me, Dan. Condinho, sorry. We got Pete Shepherd. We got Charlie. I might be on the parade bus, Charlie. Not the one, but one of them, yeah, because I think there's a few. DJN1, Spear Dusk, Infidel, JM, Gavin, Marcel saying masterclass yesterday. Congratulations. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. I've watched that footage of me at Mayfield Depot so many times. It doesn't feel real. I just really enjoy watching it. It just feels good to watch me. I like to watch back and see how I can improve as well. But in general, I've watched it so many times. It's wonderful. And hello to everyone joining as well. Everyone else, we've won the treble. It is actually real. Little old Manchester City have won the treble, and it feels wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You know, the Premier League, the FA Cup. Just absolutely immense. These are what dreams this is what dreams are made of, you know, just something absolutely remarkable. And watching all the footage coming out of Istanbul, you know, with the fans and of course and the players enjoying themselves, I do wish that someone would check in Jack Grealish, make sure he's actually slept at some point. I don't think he has. I'm not sure Jack Grealish will sleep now until about Wednesday, but that's absolutely Jack Grealish's prerogative, of course. First super chat of the day as well. Kyle saying Edison's knee deserves a statue. Look, I'm not going to tell City not to do it because I think it's a good idea. Give that knee a statue, you know? That statue, that knee deserves it. Edison, robbed of the Champions League Team of the Year, by the way. But we had 7 players in the Champions League Team of the Year. We had Kyle Walker, I think, Ruben Diaz, John Stones and Rodri in midfield alongside De Bruyne. The entire midfield. And then we had Haaland and Bernardo as well. It was our team and our year. Absolutely. And it's wonderful stuff to see. But I love seeing John Stones in the Team of the Year in midfield alongside Rodri in the Champions League Team of the Year. Wild times, absolutely wild times. But yeah, once again, this is the Fan View Live where I'm going to chat to some of you guys. We've got Kevel and Naz already waiting, which I'll get to very soon. But don't forget, youtube.com/Esteemed_Kompany/join. If you want to, it's all there below us. Or patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. And you can find the link if you're on Patreon. The last blog post should have it in. And likewise, go on the community tab here or the description. You'll find it on there as well. So, that's what you're going to do. It is boiling here. I feel like I'm actually in Istanbul myself because it is absolutely crazy. Crazy hot. Rodri got named Player of the Season, did he actually? Did he get Champions League Player of the Season? I don't actually know if that's true or not. Someone's just said that. But if so, that's amazing. Did he do that? Let's have a look. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That is what you call a legacy, isn't it? Oh, that's the wrong thing there. 1 second. Let me go over to Twitter on the... That is what you call a legacy. Casemiro who? Rodri, the Champions League Player of the Season for 2022-23. I mean, a goal in the big final of that. It doesn't get much better, does it? That's what Rodri brings to you, and absolutely deserved. And of course, here was the Team of the Season too. With Courtois, Edison maybe robbed, but Bastoni, Di Marco. It's easy to name the players you want for Manchester City. Courtois, Bastoni, Di Marco, and Vinicius Jr. But then, of course, Ruben Diaz. Kyle Walker, in my opinion, the greatest ever English fullback. I absolutely mean that. Ruben Diaz, Rodri, John Stones, De Bruyne, best right back anyway. Ashley Cole up there too. Rodri, John Stones in midfield. I mean, that's what he is these days. Let's not sugarcoat it. And then Bernardo Silva, just immense as always, man. We've got to find a way to keep him. And of course, Erling Braut Haaland, the top goal scorer. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. 5 a.m. full kit. Jack's not Jack wearing his kit at 5 a.m. still. He just didn't take it off. You absolutely gotta love that, haven't you? You gotta love that. Wonderful scenes from Jack. Alvida saying, "Welcome, mate. Welcome. You joined, become a member. You absolute legend. You know what to do, man. If you want to click on and have a chat, right? I'm gonna bring Kevil in. 1 second, Kevil. I'll be with you in a second. I need to just do a bit of editing, mate, to line it up. But you hang there. I want to make sure you're gonna be in the stream. Do you know what? I'm going to have to jump over to it, but I'm going to edit it on the fly. So I can hear you now. 1 second, Kevil. I am actually on the bit where you will be on the show, but I'm trying to get you on the actual stream. You're on the stream. Kevil, how you doing, my friend? You good?
Hey. Good. I slightly lost my voice, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, there you go. As you see, I got a cough now as well. I'm so tired. Where did you watch it last night?
I watched it at home. I thought about going to a watch party near me, but I didn't want to make my parents leave from work and bring me a car.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Did you have a good night then? Yeah, did you love it?
Of course.
What
a moment.
Oh, just incredible, man. Just incredible. Like the things that the dreams are made of. But what does it mean to you? Sum it up as best you can. How you felt full time last night?
So much. I mean, I just saw the players as soon as the full-time whistle blow. I saw everyone just falling down, and me too. I just ran and sat in that corner thinking, oh wow, we've actually done it. Like, not just the Champions League, we've won the treble. Like,
Yeah.
imagine 125 years, only the second ever team to do it, and dare I say the better team to do it.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely the better team, man. I'm gonna claim that. I can't prove it, but why not? Why not? I think we are. I mean, look at the results on the way, and look, we have to beat them as well. And even though we can say they can turn around and say we were in the Premier League at times, so it was hard for them to beat us. Still, we beat them in a derby, and that's hard to do. You know, absolutely, man. It's been an incredible season, and like when you think cast your mind back to January when things weren't going well. Like, could you have ever imagined this?
No chance. I mean, we sat here after that Spurs loss, and we were just kind of like, the season's over. You said you made up your mind with the Premier League.
Yeah, I did. I made a piece of it. I think that was the word to use. I made a piece of it. It is what it is.
And I said we're not going to win anything, maybe a little FA Cup, but here we are 4 months later, just maybe even 3, and we've done it all, and it's just so beautiful.
Oh, absolutely,
so emotional.
Just incredible. And like there was a bit where it started to feel like City were back, and I do actually remember saying though on the videos, I can't remember which one it was, but I do remember saying I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong about the league bit, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if we struggle league, but we actually excelled in the Champions League this year. I had a feeling about the team for some reason that it felt very Champions League-y, and obviously it got better in the league too, but I mean I never expected a treble, you know. It's just absolutely immense. Mark did, to be fair to him in the chat. Mark said already, I didn't even know he was there in the chat, but absolutely like it just felt insane to witness that last night. I mean, Rodri, Champions League Player of the Year. Does he deserve it?
Of course. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be anywhere. He's our solid backline. Like, we can't go forward without him. He needs to move the ball from defense to forward, and in transition, in counter attacks, he's the first line of defense. So he's just special. Everything like special, and he's number 16, like Aguero was when he scored that 93-20 goal.
Something about that number, isn't he? There really is something about that number. Just does magical things for whatever reason.
Like I said, magical moments will win us the title after the FA Cup. So
this team does know magic moments. They really do, don't they? Like, I mean, what did you actually make of the performance last night in general? Like, was it expected? Was it harder than you thought? About the same? Easier? Where were you at with it?
We underperformed than we normally as fans would have thought. I think our passing, at least in the first half, was super sloppy. Like, even I know Rodri got the man of the match, but even in the first half, he made a lot of silly passes that just Inter took. I think Inter just like pressed us like we didn't expect them to, and from different areas, and maybe the moment got to our players, but who cares? We won the game.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I think it was the moment, and there's a little bit of sloppiness in the first half, wasn't it? A couple of players, and of course there was a mistake in the second half at one point from Akanji. But then Inter were always going to have chances at the end. It's inevitable.
Exactly,
It's a Champions League final, and what happens when you're in that stage, unless you're Well, I don't think
We're
anyone does
trying
it.
to hold on to the
Yeah,
lead. So
you got there's not a team in the world that wouldn't feel a bit of pressure at that point, especially when you've got a team as good as Inter. And Inter, they're not okay, they're not Man City, but they are very, very good. They would beat like I don't think I honestly feel like they would have beaten any other team in England last night because they would have been too wily and too I guess too experienced or too stubborn for an Arsenal side. I think they would have beat them. I think they would have beat Arsenal. I think they would have beat all. Yeah, I think they would have beat everyone else in England. Probably most teams in the world because of the way that they play. And I think you only needed a team. I think you needed a team as good as Manchester City are for controlling, the ball, controlling those situations to take the sting out of it. And I guess maybe that back line. But of course, now we've done it. We've done the treble. Is this the end now of so many things that are thrown at these Manchester City sides? We can't have that debate now about like, oh, do you want the everyone talks about Pep being a fraud.
yeah, I
now.
know.
Like,
Pep said last night. He deserves the credit for the fact. Like every time we win a trophy, everyone says, "Well, you didn't win the Champions League, so it doesn't matter." Now we did. So where's all the credit that we deserve for all those trophies that we won previously? The 5 Premier Leagues, 4 Carabao Cups, 2 FA Cups, 2 Community Shield, like just all that within just 7 years.
it's not
Like
bad, is it?
imagine,
That's about 2 trophies a year on average, isn't it? How much is it? 5, 4. So there's 9.
14, yeah.
Yeah, 2 a year.
That's
That's
yeah, 2 years.
that's an incredible record that for Pep Guardiola. Two
I mean,
trophies a year.
just remember the times we had the Spurs handball goal and the Sterling VAR thing, the Leon miss, the Chelsea score at like the halftime.
Yeah.
It's just all those moments. The Madrid game last year, all of those like emotions. The players, Kevin De Bruyne again injured.
Oh,
Couldn't.
Kevin, how did you feel when that happened? By the way.
I was so upset for it. Like at like the first 15 minutes he wasn't good, but then he started to build onto it. He created a couple of chances, like the
Yeah.
Erling Haaland chance. But it's just so sad for him. But like he said, it happens at football.
At least he got it would have been really sad if he had no involvement in the game. But he actually did create a couple of chances. It's one of those things where you could tell he did have. He could have easily had an assist, and he would have done his job as an attacking midfielder at that point. It was always gonna be a tight game, so it's not like he was a total passenger. If you know what I mean. He obviously did have an amazing game, everything, but he went off early, and he still had a big chance created. So I don't feel like he wasn't involved in the final, if that makes sense. It's not like he was just he was there for 10 minutes and went off. He was actually part of the game's narrative. So, and I think he knows himself as well that he'd been playing with, an injury. So it is what it is. It's one of those things where it is. But he's got that Champions League. I needed him to have that, Kevin. I needed it because he's too good not to have it. Too many of these players are too good not to have it as well. And we got a Champions League trophy. I keep saying that outside loud. It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Oh,
So nice to say it and nice to hear it. No more. Where's your Champions League?
what a Champions League for City and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And we can do it. We can throw it at so many teams now. Throw it at Arsenal.
And what a player! Yeah, what a player to bring on after Kevin gets injured. Like, who else would you have?
I was
other
buzzed.
than
If you
Foden?
imagine he'd scored that goal, by the way. Oh,
I know that.
that would have been an
the
all-time Champions League final goal, wouldn't it? It would have been one of the
Yeah.
all-time great goals. That bit of skill. Yeah, that shows to me, by the way, that he's central now. I think Pep's. That's it. He is the. I think Pep's decided that he is the De Bruyne successor. Because I think you're not going to find a De Bruyne. There's no other De Bruyne in the world. And Foden's a bit different. But Foden, I would say, has very similar levels of magic to his game. Not quite there yet as De Bruyne, of course. But he's a lot younger. But he has that magic, doesn't he, as well?
Yeah, especially now that Stones and Rodri are like double pivot kind of like. So now we can just have 4 or 5 attackers.
You can play as like a
Right.
classic 10, can't you? More of a classic
Yeah.
10, just go for it. Don't worry too much about doing the whole 8-box number 8 thing.
Yeah, kind of like James
Um,
from Colombia.
Yeah, James Rodriguez,
Yeah, that kind of role.
But Phil will end up with a better career than him, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
I think he'd be a better player. Kevin, mate, you're an absolute legend. I'm going to jump over to someone else if that's okay, but thank you so much, man. We've done the treble.
You too, man.
Come on, mate.
You
Come
too.
on, mate. Catch you in a bit. See you later. Bye-bye.
You too.
What an absolute top bloke he is. Lovely, lovely stuff. Quickly get to a super chat. Where's it gone? Who was it? It was Avril 15. I love it. I love a super chat that just kisses my arse. No, I genuinely do. Who doesn't? Everyone likes to, hear nice things said about themselves. But especially when it seems sincere. Avril said, thank you for the season's coverage, Stephen. You've been an institution. Love from the City Discord. If you haven't already checked out the Man City Discord, of course, go and do it. It's wonderful. The people over there are so friendly, so welcoming, and meme central over there. But good eggs everywhere. Good eggs everywhere. Thank you so much, mate. Is that Nathan? I think it's Nathan, isn't it? Yeah, it's Nathan. That's your username, I think. You're a top bloke, mate. Thank you so much. Absolute legend. Wonderful people over at the Discord. Definitely go and check it out if you haven't already. Wonderful times. I'm going to jump over next to who we got waiting. Naz. I hope you're there, mate. If you're there, let me know and turn your mic on. You are there. Okay, 1 second. I'll be with you in a second. 1 sec, mate. There we go. Hello, my friend. Sum up your mood.
I'm okay. We just won another trophy yesterday. Nothing big, nothing major.
Just a quiet night, nothing to show.
Just another game of football.
Just another day at the office, as Kyle would say.
Yeah.
No, seriously, man. How was last night for you? How's the day been for you as well?
So the match here ended at 2:30 a.m. and I was up till 8 a.m.
Bloody hell!
Celebrating.
Just going for it, yeah. Long night.
I'd gone to a friend's house, and the best part was that I was the only City fan there, so everyone else was rooting for us to lose.
Oh, really? Where did you watch it? Sorry?
Yeah. I went to a friend's house, so we had
okay.
I had like 5-6 friends around. So.
Who else who did they support?
There was a couple of United fans, and there were other Barca fans, etc. So yeah.
Well, you know what? You could show them some quality football. You know, they needed to see it, didn't they? Like, I love that you were also United fans as well. You could rub everything in their face, couldn't you?
Yeah, that was the best part.
Mate, so what does this mean now? What does this mean for Manchester City? You know, does this change things, and how does it change things potentially? Because that's the elusive trophy, isn't it? The one that everyone wanted.
Yeah, it's confirmation that we are the best team in the world, which we have been for the past. Basically, since Pep has been here consistently, even though we might have dropped off a bit in maybe 1920 or whatever, but
yeah,
overall we've been the best team, and it just confirms it now. Like, yeah, there's no argument, no doubt, there's no debate about it. We are the best team in the world.
Yeah,
and yeah,
absolutely.
And I think it's better that we did it this time rather than the time against Chelsea, just because all the fans were there.
Yeah.
And just after losing it once, this time feels even sweeter.
That's the thing as well. Like I do think, there has to be a bit of a payoff. And even being honest, I think it took, like, we always wanted the Premier League because it was against United as well. So we were used to the Premier League. There was always going to be a payoff for that. Winning that was always going to hit hard because it's our local competition. But I think it's fair to say that a large parts of our fan base didn't always take to the Champions League, and I think there was always a little bit of indifference because of the UEFA charges. There's a bit of like, whatever, we don't need it. And I think we needed to feel something towards it. And the way I felt is that watching City over the past few years, all that pain and that torment, we've had so much drama, but I think we've got a little bit addicted to that drama now. I think we get it as a fan base, and I don't know, some of you guys would have got it already, but I don't think everyone did. I know I sense, especially maybe with a lot of the local fans as well, because we mainly just cared about the Premier League and that. But I think there's the sense now of like, God, I really want to win this now. Like, and I think all that pain was needed. The Real Madrid pain was needed, and I think the Chelsea pain was needed, and I think it was, and I think it made us realise just how special it's going to be when we win it. And I think we understand the drama of this competition because it is brilliant. The Champions League is brilliant, and without that, it wouldn't have felt the same, would it? It wouldn't have felt the same if we'd just won it the first time against Chelsea. It wouldn't have been like finally, would it? You know what I mean? Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, to an extent, I mean, it would have felt great, but
yeah,
this time it's just even better. Like, I was celebrating, I told you, till 8 a.m. It was just, and one thing is that all the rival fans who keep saying that, because of charges it doesn't mean as much, but that's like, it's just not true. It means as much as it could ever mean, regardless of charges. I don't care. Even if we get found guilty later on, it's not going to change anything for me. Like, it's just amazing.
I couldn't care less, mate, about that. That's a couple of years away, very least, anyway. And do you know what? This team will probably be very different by the time it's even happened. That's the thing. Is what about? Let's look forward a little bit, man. What about now? Like, obviously, I think the team could look very different next season.
Yeah, now
Do
we just have to score a goal away at Spurs.
yeah. Are you expecting a lot of changes in the summer though? Because it could be. It feels like it could be the end of an era a little bit. A natural ending
Yeah,
for some of these players.
yeah, I was expecting Gundo, Bernardo both to leave, but from what it seemed in the recent few reports and what Gundo's been saying, I feel like I think Bernardo will leave, but I feel like Gundo is probably going to sign a new deal, which is going to be great. Did you see the video yesterday of him running to the fans?
Yeah, amazing, wasn't it?
That was, yeah,
Like incredible. Just diving straight into the fans like that stuff. Like that stuff's iconic,
yeah, you
isn't
can
it?
tell he actually loves the club.
He does. I mean, that's the thing is now.
Yeah,
My only worry about Gundogan is like he's such a perfect send off. Like if you've got
yeah,
a
that's true.
if you've got a sense of narrative, which he does, and he's an intelligent bloke, he probably knows the odds of ever being better than that are so small, so small. Like the only thing that tops that is a second Champions League. You know what I mean, in a row, or maybe it
Yeah,
doesn't top it. It keeps it as exciting as that.
yeah.
And that's the look. Even Premier League is not as good as an ending as. A Champions League is the only thing that could make it worth going again, and that's probably not going to happen next. It's not. We could
Yeah,
do,
and
but it's not.
we, especially for the way he's ended, like he's scored the winners against United. So for him
Yeah,
personally also,
exactly. Yeah, and like,
and he might also not be captain next
oh,
season. I
that's
think
another good
maybe
point. It's a good
Diaz might
point.
get it. Yeah.
It could be someone
So
else. It could be captain. He probably would.
yeah,
It's fair if he hung around. I think he would
actually,
be
yeah,
captain.
probably.
He would be because they
But
sort of go on experience, don't need the squad. Like they sort of pick
mm,
experience, and he obviously
yeah,
would be the most experienced. And to be fair, you don't vote out a
yeah,
captain
you
when
won't
you
take
put.
it off him.
Yeah, who's
Yeah,
gonna take it off him? He's just won a treble. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And Doctor Engineering did say in the chat it could be a quadruple, but the odds of quadruple are tiny. And let's be honest, they're absolutely tiny. And I think Goodman will be
yeah.
like, that's probably not going to happen. Could do, but it's not going to happen. But let's not worry about that anyway, because we've witnessed something special. Oh, talk to me about John Stones, by the way. How good was he, mate? John Stones, absolutely immense.
If if you told him at the start of the season that he was gonna be one of the best players in the Champions League final playing at defensive midfield, I don't think he would have believed you. I don't
In
think
the
Pep would have
Champions League
believed
team
you.
of the season in midfield as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, he would have laughed at your
literally,
face, wouldn't
yeah.
he? He'd have been like, no chance, pal. That
And he's been outshining Rodri also, which is just
I actually agree.
it's yeah, it's just
Do you know what it
crazy.
wasn't for me, mate? It was the bit where he just decided to start dribbling past everyone. Like he completed 6 dribbles last night. That's the most in the
Yeah,
Champions League final since Messi years ago. Like that's crazy. That's John Stones. Like where's this side of you? I think he's getting better even still. Like I think he's getting like he was dribbling forward last night past like 30 yards past 2 or 3 people.
yeah, like you saw him going to the right wing to even to center forward sometimes. He was just everywhere, and I don't know what like he's like Cancelo was a couple of seasons ago, but even better because I think he's better defensively. He doesn't have that maybe that like little bit of spark attacking, but I think generally for his Pep side, the way he plays is even better. It's just really amazing.
No, he's incredible, mate. Incredible. Finally, Naz, before we go, do you think we can win the Champions League again next year?
We we yeah, I'm sure we can, and we'll do it again.
Ah, that's the man. That's the man. Right, catch you in a bit, mate. See you later.
All right,
One
bye.
second. 1 second. I think Ruben's just come up actually for to say hello on the fan view live. Oh, Ruben, how you doing, little man? Here is everyone. Is the good luck John? Sorry,
He's got a fan view.
he's got a fan view. What's your fan view, little guy? What's your fan view? Daddy's wearing headphones. You're not used to headphones, are you? What have you got to say? That we've won the treble? Oh, don't pull the headphones out, please. Yeah, you're the trash the place. You're the reason we won the treble, aren't you? 7 months old, and you've already witnessed the treble. These kids, they got it too good.
I don't know what they've got.
Right, I'm gonna crack on because people are waiting.
Okay.
There we go. Anyway, there you go, Rubes. This little guy's about to have his bath. I won't be. I'll try not to be too long. Right, I got a couple more people to get through. The little superstar there, you know what he's like. These kids, he's very cute. He absolutely is. Can't deny it. Doctor Engineering. He's a legend. Rubes, yeah, Rubes. That's his nickname for us, by the way. Rubes. I love that nickname. You okay?
Roots,
Careful.
yeah.
We got very steep stairs, so I have to say, be careful. Mark, my man, the legend, Mark saying, Steve, thank you kindly for all your coverage this year. From all of us who watch, are subbed, and we hope you continue on next year. Let's hope for a good year next year. We thank you, brother. We won the treble. Mate, I'm not going anywhere, pal. I will be here next year, hopefully bigger and better and more focused with better content and all that kind of stuff. I'll be honest with you all, like I've been scraping through this season just because of the pregnancy and then of course the baby. just getting by, trying to keep up with everything. But I want to be better next year. I want everything to be better. I want the content to be better and bigger and more organised and all that kind of stuff. And it will be, I promise you. It just takes an awful lot of doing. I'll find a way to do it. But as Rubes gets older, it'll be a little bit easier, you know. It'll be more reliable. But I'm glad you've all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all the support this year. It's been, for me, little old me as a City fan, to be able to do this so regularly. It's because of you guys. It's because of you people like you, Mark. You're all legends. And I appreciate you more than anything. Thank you so, so much. Next up is Pete. Pete, 1 second. I'm with you, mate. Pete, take it away.
Champions of Europe, baby. Champions of Europe.
Oh, not bad, eh? Champion. Best team in the land in all the world. Do you know what? We got a chance to say it soon. You know, like December the 20th, I think that's when the final is for the FIFA World Club Cup. If we get to the final, I really want to be. I've never cared about a competition, Pete, but also I really want to win it. I want to be able to say City, the best team in the land and all the world, and sing it knowing it's true. Like, we know it's true, but actually know it's true.
We do know it's true, absolutely. And I've been telling you for the last 2 months we were going to win it all.
You have.
My man Mark and I were supreme confidence.
You were. I'm not just saying this to look like Captain Hindsight, but I'm very aware of being sensationalist on YouTube because it's just not me. But I felt very confident for a long time. Genuinely felt very confident that I would be like, that we'd have a special season. Been hinting at it, but now it's actually here. I don't believe it's happened. It's that kind of thing, isn't it, where you're pinching yourself, because what I love about the finals as well is the character shown, because they weren't easy, were they? Both of them.
No, they weren't at all. And, you know, again, I know you've been a City fan a lot longer than I have. I started following the club in like 2007, 2008. But you know, for me yesterday, there was just so much nervous energy because then, you know, obviously with the De Bruyne injury and everything else, I was like, are we really going to go down because of something like this?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then obviously the last couple minutes of the game, just sitting on pins and needles. And I mean, like you said, a statue for Ederson's knee.
Yeah.
that would be perfect.
I mean, Ederson now, he's a legend. As simple as that, you know, what he's done, the things he's been. And like, I know he's had a bit of criticism about his form. He did drop a tiny bit, I can't deny it, but when he really mattered, he stepped up, hasn't he? Absolutely.
Yeah, and the command that he showed on that free kick where he just charged that out and left in the air and snatched it.
I celebrated like a goal. I went absolutely wild.
I did too. But it's, you know, it's so funny because it's a City fan thing. It was like, no, oh yes. You know, it's like, what are you doing? Oh, okay, great, you got it.
Just wild, isn't it? Wild. And like, but those things, they aren't easy to do. I mean, obviously a lot of keepers can do that, but in the context of that moment,
right? The context of the moment.
Not many people would blame him.
The moment.
Not many people would blame him for sort of just being like, oh, I'll just hand back, you know, and see what happens, because you sort of wouldn't want to take the risk of making a mistake there. So now a lot of keepers just wouldn't have gone for it in that moment because it's just it's just terrifying, you know, absolutely terrifying. But he did it.
I mean, just, you know, bravery. I mean, we can sit there and talk for hours about how good he was yesterday, but you know, you talked about the small mistake by Akanji when let that ball go, and then, you know, just Ederson comes out and plays the angle perfectly, and waits and waits and waits, and then gets big at the last second, you know, when Martinez tries to curl it in. And man, it was just, and it's, you know, it's, I don't know if it's typical City, but you know, we win that game yesterday and we didn't play City, you know, football.
Yeah.
You know, we were sloppy at times, especially in the first half with the passing. I was so disappointed at some of the late passes and the sloppy passes and the, you know, and I was just thinking, come on, guys, you know, get out of your own heads here and start playing ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's but I think just the occasion. I mean, I also think there's the nature of how interplay, the Heat, Istanbul.
Yeah,
and also I think when you're on the brink of genuine immortality, you know, like that is 3 Premier League trophies and a treble to top it. It's the 3-3. It's just. I think it's very hard to suddenly just be like, cool. I do weirdly think as well, if we actually carried on playing competitively right till the end, we might have been a bit better. I do think there's still a bit of rustiness from, you know, the break, and I think
Right.
that I don't know. We'll never know. But ultimately, they got the job done, and I think on the day they deserved it. I think City were the slightly better team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying we didn't deserve it. I'm just saying like it just wasn't a classic City performance.
Yeah, I think maybe we could. I think, to be honest, maybe we're wrong to ever expect it. I just think it's probably just too hard to do because I sort of hope for it as well, but. As I was saying earlier, I think I said to the first to Kevin, I think I think Inter beat anyone else in England with that performance. I think they do. I strongly believe that. I think the two
they really set up so well. They really had the right game plan for sure. And I mean, it took an amazing strike by Rodri for us to win that.
Yeah, exactly.
I when the ball first went in, from the TV perspective, we were kind of looking at it from kind of side behind the goal, and then when they showed the actual space that it got through, like it was incredible. He had like maybe a yard to curl it around that guy, and just he hit it with such pureness.
The coolest they've had in the hottest of temperatures there, wasn't it? He always is, and that's Rodri for you. Like the you think about the Aston Villa goal as well, when he just slotted into the bottom corner. He's got such a habit for the spectacular, and that I mean, even without those goals, Rodri, he would be the best defensive midfielder in the world for me anyway, because I think his overall intelligence. But I don't know how he does it, but he's got this genuinely like elite level all timer feel to him, because what he does, he has those moments, and for when you're already like so good at your job, but you just seem to have an ability to win a Champions League, or essentially a goal that equalises helps us win the league, or beat Arsenal away, stuff like that, or thunderbolts from 20 yards in big games. Rodri just has something special. Like there is a mentality thing, isn't it, where he's just destined for greatness. I think he's just destined for greatness.
He always seems chill in the moment. Like the moment's not too big for him. And, a lot of guys will get excited at an opportunity for a shot and lean back on it and skyball it or something like that. And he just seems to really lock in and focus in those big moments. Like he didn't try to pass that in yesterday. He put his foot through that ball and really turned on it.
Yeah.
That went in with some pace. It was just
it takes
incredible.
me back to when I met him, and I was with a couple of fans who come over. It was like the next vlog thing, like reunion, and we met him briefly, and he introduced himself to those fans, and the fans said one's come from Korea, one's come over from the US, it's Paco and Sirkin, and he went, and he like Nathan, Ake, Bernardo were like, oh yeah, we'll try our best for you tomorrow, and Rodri just went to us, we will win tomorrow. And then he literally the next day he scored in that game as well. And like that energy that he's got, like he's just got this. That's what he's got something about him. He's got this like conviction to his game, and I think Rodri is just built for success. Like he's a wonderful footballer, and like, and he's ours, Pete. And I hope
you talk about like you were talking about with the previous guest. What happens with the team next year? Does Gundogan leave? All that kind of stuff. And the two people that stick out for me moving forward for captain would be Rodri and Ruben.
Yeah.
They're both just what's that?
Well, you look for that squad, it probably will be them as well. That's the thing. Maybe Kyle. Yeah. Kyle might get it in the whole senior thing, like when they're on the pitch, but he might not be on the pitch much, because I think they usually give it to the oldest player, don't they, or the most senior and stuff. But
yeah, right.
But then Gundogan's got it. If Gundogan goes, who else? I mean, KDB will probably have it by default if he's still here. I don't know, but all I know is that they don't need it. They don't need that armband to be brilliant. They're absolutely wonderful. Pete, finally, man, what was your reaction the full time?
I sat there in shock, Steve. I didn't actually have the energy that I thought I would when the final whistle went off. I was just like, is it really over? Like, is that full time? Like, did we actually win it?
Mentally.
It took me a little while to actually get that energy and that excitedness going, because I was just so, and again, I think it's probably some of the failures of the past, Champions games and Champions League things, that I, like the game against Madrid when I thought we had it in the bag, and then all of a sudden they just pour it on us in the last couple of minutes, and and that's kind of what Inter tried to do to us yesterday. I mean, they just peppered us for the last couple of minutes, and we held on. But I think it was just one of those like I'm a lot more excited and more energetic today than I was at the end of the.
No, I get it, man. I get it. I just sort of collapsed into a heap, so I understand it entirely. Pete, I'm gonna have to leave it there because I've just realised.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've
absolutely.
got 3 more people to get through, and Ruben's going to bed in a minute, and I will wake him up. So, so I'm gonna have to crack on,
All right, but
which is the boring realities of parenthood. But thank you so much, man. Catch you in a bit.
absolutely. Thank you.
No worries. So Zane, Dan, Malemo, if you're hearing, probably got about 5 minutes each if that's all right, guys. Just because I've got to make sure the kid gets to bed, and I will wake him up. I think Nicola's bathing him right now, and he'll be in bed in like half an hour. Right, Zane, you coming on, mate? 1 second. Zane,
Hey, mate.
what a time to make a debut. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Am I coming through all right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely, loud and clear. Where you calling from, man?
Sweet. From Australia.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been watching your stuff for a few years, so yeah, it's cool to come on stream and
Oh,
talk to you.
cheers, man. Thank you so much for the support. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
appreciated.
yeah, still a bit like just in awe of the fact that we actually pulled off the treble. Like, I always thought that this team was capable of doing something like that, but never this soon. And
Yeah.
with all these new players we brought in, like Akanji and Ake replacing Cancelo, it's just such a big change. And I really did think that this year was going to be a transition year.
I think
And
we all
a
did
lot of-
at a certain point, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us were like that, and it's crazy. Like, but I think when I think about it, like with cup finals and trebles and that, you need a bit of like roughness in the season to happen. It's
Yeah,
never going to be
adversity
like
helps,
just
doesn't it?
perfect.
It builds character adversity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just crazy that we've come through it. And I know I'm short on time, but I just want to talk
No,
about
it's okay. Good, go for it.
John Stones. Wow. Like, I know that people talk about like Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne as people who could go for awards like the Ballon d'Or. But I think John Stones is someone that should be in contention for something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much because he hasn't played every game this season, but him and Rodri, they're the people who drive this team, right? They're like the corner pin of this team. And people talk about like Messi should get it because he won the World Cup. And I love Messi and he did amazing, but he's already gotten the golden ball for being the player of the tournament for that. I think something like that, I think Manchester City, our players should definitely be in that top three.
Well,
I think all
Haaland's
three
going
should be
to
Man
be.
City players.
I think Haaland's going to
Yeah.
be. Like, I mean, to me, I'm not just saying this as a City fan. I know Messi won the World Cup, but that was like, that was a long time ago now. That was a year ago. It was absolutely a year ago,
Yeah.
and so on. And then they've done so it wasn't a year ago. It was obviously January, but they've sort of done nothing after that. Like he hasn't had a particularly memorable season with PSG, nor has Mbappe. And Haaland has literally scored 50 odd goals, won the treble, won the Premier League Player of the Season, broke the Premier League goal scoring record, like a Champions League top goal scorer, Champions League Team of the Season. He actually
in
genuinely
his debut season as well.
And the only good thing is the Ballon d'Or is given out. When is it given out? Is it end of the year or end of the?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's around like September, October. I think.
Yeah, I think he's got a very good chance. It depends when they're doing the voting, but I think he actually might have a good chance. But I wouldn't be surprised if Messi gets it on a sort of like your farewell kind of thing because he's got it. But I think it's genuinely fair to say Haaland's had a better season than Messi. I love Messi. He's the greatest ever. But it's it's crazy that we can even have these debates in it. You know what I mean? Like we're just sat here talking about City players as Ballon d'Or contenders. We're gonna have a Ballon d'Or winner though, aren't we? At some point, mate.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hopefully.
It'd be early,
maybe Phil
won't it?
Foden. Maybe Phil Foden.
Talk
one
to me
day.
about Foden, mate. How did you feel when he came on?
So when Kevin went off, Kevin's like, oh, I love watching Kevin so much. And when he came off, I just felt gutted for him. Like 2 finals, like it just seemed fake almost. But then in my head, before Pep even made the sub, I was thinking, we've got Phil Foden, and he can do magic in that midfield, and he is one for the future. Like all the lights are on Haaland and all that,
Yeah.
but we've already had Phil Foden for ages, and I see him as being a superstar in the future. Like he's definitely going to be in that contention for that Ballon d'Or and those accolades, and he's already got 5 Premier Leagues, a Champions League. It's just unreal, and he's basically my age, so it's crazy, and it's only upwards from here.
No, absolutely, he's gonna go all to the very top, and I think Phil will really, really unlock himself as well when he starts playing centrally. I think he will do. He's been moved around a little bit, false nine, left wing, right wing, the odd bit of middle, but I think this is what they've decided now. It's gonna be fascinating. Zane, mate, it was a pleasure chatting to you. I'm sorry you can't be much longer, but it's an absolute pleasure.
No dramas.
And I swear, isn't
Pleasure.
it like really early in the morning over there? Because I know the time is in Australia.
Yeah, It's 1:34 where I am.
Well,
AM.
it's not horrific. I thought it might be about 3 a.m. or something like that, but still, that's late.
No,
mate.
no, no.
You get
But I
yourself.
watched it when I watched the game. It was 3 a.m. 3
Really?
a.m. kickoff.
So hence
Yeah.
your sleeping pattern's fucked, isn't it? Then so.
Yeah. Well, I work at night. I work at like in like afternoon to night, so I get around with it sometimes.
Not too bad. There you go. Zane, it's a pleasure, mate, and I'm sure I'll chat to you very, very soon. See you later, pal. Top bloke, lovely, lovely stuff. I'm going to go straight to Dan. If you're ready, Dan. 1 second, man. How you
hear
doing?
me?
I can hear you nice and clear. Dan, talk me through your mood, your emotions, everything.
Well, I think I just went on an emotional journey with Edison last night because as much as we're all like, he's a hero, don't know if you noticed that at the beginning of the game, he randomly just booted the ball out for a throw-in, and me and so many others in the pub were like, Edison, no, don't do it today. But I would like to now officially apologize to everything I've ever said bad about that man ever. That man is a god.
Well, I mean, at least, kicking the ball for throw is not the biggest crime, to be fair. Like, at least I'd rather kick it that than kick it straight to another player. But, yeah.
It was his, he's always just seemed so cool. Like, this is what it is. He just booted it out, and he even got to John Stones going, I was right. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's just always so calm. Like, it is what it is. And it's like, Edison, know where you are. But then by the end of the game, God love that man. I will never doubt you again.
He's Brazilian. Only costs 30 million. We think he's brilliant. I'm going to try and stop swearing because YouTube keep demonetizing my videos. It's really annoying.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I keep noticing that. Like,
think of the money, dude.
Well, I need to pay for Ruben. You know what I mean? He's got a lot. I noticed it. I noticed it recently. I kept getting like limited revenue. I was like, I'd like them not to take the money off the videos. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try not to swear.
Let's try and avoid the swear.
Yeah, that's on me to be fair, admittedly, because I think this time of season the passion comes out a little bit of it. But there's a lyric that I left out. We think he's flipping brilliant. He's Edison. Flipping is the word now.
One thing I will say about Bernardo, I actually don't think he's going to go. I think it was actually yourself that him and Cancelo were living together.
Yeah.
And Cancelo is notoriously miserable.
It's the mod. Yeah, an absolute mod.
Cancelo's gone, and I don't know if you've noticed, any game, if you watch Bernardo carefully, the passion on his face, I think one game that he scored in the Champions League, he was nearly crying, celebrating. When I think it was Bayern, John Stones had that really delayed goal. I was in the ground for it, and when it came up, Bernardo was about 45 yards away. He sprinted top speed to go hug Stones. I don't think he's going. I think now Cancelo's gone. I think Bernardo's gone. You know what? I quite like it here.
I don't think he's ever not been happy playing for City. That's the thing. And I think we all know that. I think he loves his teammates. I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way, but I guess I'm playing devil's advocate. I think we know he loves his teammates. He loves Manchester City. I think he just sort of wants. Maybe the son you have at the moment is helping. I think he's just.
Yeah.
I think he's.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's got a glamorous partner and all that. And I think he seems to be just a bit of a traveller. I think he just wants to live as well. I'm just hoping that we say to him, look, you've got 2 years left in your contract. Just stick it out. You'll be 30 years old. Win a couple more trebles, leave when Pep leaves, and at that point, get a massive contract somewhere for I don't know, for $500,000 a week. You know what I mean? A Barca or a Real. That's what I would say to him.
One thing that always makes me laugh about Bernardo, he doesn't look like a footballer. Like, there's a pub across the road from mine. If he was behind the bar, I wouldn't think twice about it.
No, absolutely. He's a scrawny little. And I've met him, and I'm not a big guy, but he's tiny. He's a tiny little, wiry little man. But he's just. But then Kante, very similar, wiry, tiny, but heart of a lion. Never stop running. And but Bernardo now, the thing is, like, he's just added value once again to himself because he's just got in the UEFA Champions League team in the season. So City should say, shouldn't they? 80 million. You know what I mean, or nothing. Surely that's. I would say that's the minimum.
Oh yeah. And with Kev going off, while I'm sure he was gutted, I'll actually give him credit because he just obviously he ran off. He tried to do that cross. He just looked down and went, "No, get me off."
Yeah.
You took one for the team. He was just like, "No, this ain't working. Get me off now." So if anything, God, that must have been hard. But Kev, well done. And even to Foden, he was brilliant. But he was sat there thinking, I bet he was thinking, I might get 15 minutes if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Then Pep's turning around going, Phil, get on.
A small part of me, as much as I was gutted for Kev, I was buzzing for Phil. For Phil to get on the pitch.
Oh yeah,
he's one of us. And That does make a
I
difference.
was so hoping that mad run that he went on. That would have been up there with that Messi versus Real Madrid goal where he goes past about
it would
6
have been
people, went sprinting through. It's like, oh, Phil, if you finish that.
It's an all-time Champions League final goal that goes in. It's up there with the Zidane's goal. You know, like the skill of of that spin and then the burst of pace and the context of that game. It would have been one of the greatest celebrations we've ever seen as well. Gutted.
Yeah.
I actually heard from one of his family members on Twitter that apparently it was his granddad's birthday yesterday as well. You know, he was 47 because of that was the age of his granddad passed away at. He was very close to him, so I think he won the treble on his granddad's birthday. Like obviously his granddad passed away, unfortunately. So what a wonderful coincidence. You know, a sad coincidence, but a nice coincidence for him because that's how much he means to him. So which is a lovely little story, that, isn't it? So, but Dan, I'm so sorry, mate. I'm gonna have to crack on because I can hear Nicola already moving Ruben to get ready to bed. So, but lovely chatting to you, mate.
See you later, man.
Legend. I'm gonna go to Amalemo and Mark. I've got a few minutes each, if that's all right, guys, because I can hear Nicola getting ready for bed downstairs. Amalemo, how you doing, my good? You good? Talk to me through that.
I'm good. How are you, champion?
Mate, I'm wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
How are you, treble winner?
Yeah, how are you, treble winner? Look at that. Just one treble winner to another.
just the Young Champions League, just repeats, just everything.
Just put your hand up if your team's got a treble, you know what I'm saying? Just mine has. A treble, mate. 3 leagues in a row, a treble. Is this Pep's greatest ever accomplishment?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know because that Barca team is just it's an all-timer. But then in terms of like English history, I think nothing matches. Like, I don't know how it must have been horrible for a Man United fan to know that in one season they completed a three-peat in which you're known for and a treble in the same time.
It's like sweeping up those accomplishments. When you think what Pep's done though in this league now, 100 points. Never been done before. Domestic quadruple, Community Shield, FA Cup, League Cup, Premier League. Never been done before. You know, free back to back, free back to back to back. I think it's been done once or twice, and now of course a treble has been done once before. Like he's matching everything, isn't he? I think he's got the first and second point totals as well, 98 and 100 points. The most goals ever, the most wins ever. Sorry.
That's great. Like everything. Like also it's a coincidence. Like it was his 300th win as well. I think in all competitions yesterday.
What was that?
So
sorry.
He's just doing every. It was his 300th Man City win.
Oh really? Wow. 300 dubs for Pep.
So I don't know. I saw something in 15 years. He has like 35 trophies or something like that, and Fergie is like on 43 or something like that. And that's the thing. People, I don't know. People are scared to have this conversation, but then I'm ready. You can call me now because people start disregarding Pep's earlier career and they start looking at it from his Man City career.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's unfair. But then if you're talking about it, Pep is just, he's stashing everything that we've known. He's rearranging everything. He's just on a roll, and for me, he's the greatest.
I'm trying to find
what
the most trophies a manager's won. Let's have a look. I think Pep.
45.
I think Ferguson has. How many has Ferguson got? Like 49 or something?
43. That's 49.
Is it 43? I don't know. I'm trying to work it out now. It was a guess. I might be wrong there. I think it might be 49 actually, to be fair. But then that includes. It's 49.
49.
That was. I don't know when this blog was out. I'm reading now, but. Oh no! So Pep will be on 35 now. Which will be second. Second is Mircea Lucescu, who's a Romanian coach. Don't know much about him, but he's one second place behind second. And Ferguson was manager for how many years? You know, absolute lows. He did 37. Was 37 with United. Ferguson. Then obviously got some Aberdeen and so on. Pep's going to get there. I think Pep's going to get there. I think he'll do it. You know,
definitely getting there.
How long did you stay at Man City for, mate?
I think probably 10 is a perfect number. 10 is a perfect number, and
20 is better. Let's be honest.
Like he can stay forever. Like I'm for it. Hopefully, he just looks at he just thinks that in order for him to be considered the greatest, he has to stay at Man City in the Premier League, because that's where every opinion is basically formulated and everything. But I think he's gonna stay here for a long time, probably just like 10. And 10 is good enough. Like,
Yeah.
to be fair, he's done it all. Like, I mean, like, I wouldn't. It would hurt right now, but then like, I'm happy. Like, he's made me the happiest guy ever. So even if he leaves now, like, he's done what he came here to do
Exactly,
and
yeah.
more. So I'm forever grateful, and I'm just buzzing. Like, I'm also living vicariously off Grealish, because his life right now,
Super Jack Grealish, yeah.
those Heineken bottles, everything, like it's just. I just love
Grealish
how
is my
authentic and raw
spirit
he
animal at the moment. Grealish, I actually love him. I like his
Exactly.
energy. Like that clip of him going, he's got a song. Have you ever won the Treble? Have you? I like to say, yeah. Like go on, Jack. Absolutely loving life.
Monetize.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking
There's a
about
part
it.
where you,
I should have to think about it, but I'm not a massive YouTube channel, so I have to think about that because my breadline isn't. If I had 100,000 views a video, I wouldn't care, but I don't. So I have to think about that, unfortunately.
but then like we get in there.
Nah, it is what it is. I think
All in all,
I've sort of plateaued, but I'm fine with that. I'm happy where I am. It keeps me going, It's good, and I get to work with the club that I love regularly, so it's beyond wonderful, Last night was amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Just an incredible night. Like,
best night of my life. Just
yeah, it really was.
Man, you need to do daddy duties now.
I do,
guess.
yeah. I just saw the phone then. I saw the photos of the baby in the bath. I'm gonna have to leave it there, mate. Unfortunately, but it's been a pleasure chatting to you. Yeah, it's bedtime for little
Cheers,
Rubes. So it's a pleasure as always, mate. Catch you very, very soon. Guys, thank you so much for joining in with the Fan View Live. I will do another one. I'll probably do another one very soon, Majid. I'm not sure when. Mark, thank you for being so gracious there, mate. Sorry for not being able to get through to it, but the little guy is a little diva, wants to go to bed. Babies, eh? But I'll try and do another one very soon. And maybe we'll do a topic one. We'll do like, is this the best Man City side? Is this the best English side? Something like that. We'll find something to chat about, more of a topic anyway. But I'm going to love you and leave you all. Thank you so much for watching. City, of course, are the Premier League and the FA Cup and the Champions League winners. It's absolutely remarkable. Please do go check out the other content. Please go check out my match reaction, which I finally got for around today. Or even better, go and watch the incredible scenes over that was very loud, and sorry, I was just going to jump over to it. Incredible scenes last night at Mayfield Depot. That's the wrong bit. Let me show you what I was referring to. Where are we at? Where is it? Yeah, go and check out this video. It was absolutely wild. Just chaos, absolute chaos. Go watch that video. It's on my channel right now. It's well worth a watch. Right, anyway, love you all loads. Catch you in a bit. City are a massive club. We are treble winners. Wonderful stuff. Bye bye. Love you all loads.